The velodrome came down early this summer after nearly 30 years. Well, COVID has had a big impact on the high school fall sports season. Volleyball and football have been moved to a modified spring season, but 4 sports are moving forward this fall, including boys and girls soccer. Mike Johnson tells us about changes to help keep student athletes as safe as possible.
It's the only form of football in town these days. Soccer is playing on, with high school athletes practicing under new rules and an altered season, but at least they're playing.
I mean, we're out here, so these guys, I mean, they've been quarantined in their house. They haven't been able to go to school.
At a recent Blaine High School practice session, the masks stayed on during warm-ups. When the physical activity really begins, they can come off. Personal equipment is spaced out 9 feet apart along the sidelines to keep players separated. Carpooling to practices and games is limited, and players are told to stay home if they show any sign of illness.
We have them take their temperature every day before they come to practice. And if they have a temperature, it says it's supposed to be 100.4 is a temperature. I told them if it was 100, stay home.
Coach Aerosmith says there were no illness spikes after summer soccer, so it's a good sign. During games, masks are worn along the sidelines, and once on the field, it's play as usual. But this year, no locker rooms.
Right now, we will not be using a locker room, even though we're out here at NSC. When we go back to the high school, we will not be using the locker room there either. It's dressed and ready. Come to the field dressed and ready.
The Minnesota State High School League has some special rules for the season. Interscholastic scrimmages are not allowed. The length of the season is reduced to 80%, and the number of competitions will be reduced to 70%. And competitions must be held with local opponents from a conference or district. That means some matches won't be allowed.
We play Forest Lake, Duluth East, and Minnetonka is our non-conference games. So I mean, Minnetonka, strong program, you know, and we would that would have been a great test for us. But now we don't get to go and play them.
In more than 30 years of coaching, Barry Aerosmith says this one is very different.
I think there's a lot of little things, but I think the biggest thing is the camaraderie. You know, the kids like to give the high fives. I mean, just like when you walked up today, first thing I wanted to do, you know, just that social grace of reach out, shake your hand, you know, or pat a kid on the back, say, hey, you did a good job. Can't do that kind of stuff now because we just want to make sure.
And the coach defines a successful season this way.
If we can stay healthy, I think that's it.
For North Metro TV News, I'm Mike Johnson reporting.
3 other fall sports are getting underway with shorter seasons. That's girls tennis, cross country, and girls swimming and diving.